Hi everybody, it's Josh with Talk About Trek. Welcome back to another very exciting Warp Tuesday. And actually, I've got something very exciting to report this Warp Tuesday. At least exciting for fans of Star Trek books and people who read Star Trek books and people who like to listen to other people talk about Star Trek books that they've read. Anyway, I didn't know this, but earlier today I went onto YouTube and I typed in Star Trek books. I just wanted to see who else was out there talking about Star Trek books. And there are a number of people out there doing it. And what they do is they do something called book trek. I should have like an effect, right? My hands, something comes out, book trek, and it echoes, and book. Anyway, book trek is basically people saying, I'm going to read a Star Trek book over the summer. Well, as you know, I read Star Trek books over the winter, spring, summer, fall. That's all I do. I do take breaks. I read other things every now and then. But there's a lot of Star Trek books, and if I want to read them all before I head to Stovo Core, I better get busy, right? So that's what we got to do. Now, I typically don't go in heavy with a plan, right? I kind of go with whatever we're feeling. But because of recent circumstances and the passing of the wonderful writer Peter David, I've decided, why not make this the summer of Peter David, So it'll be a book trek of Peter David. I think it's In Search of Book Trek Peter David edition, right? That's what we'll call it. So I thought we would spend some time talking about the books that we're going to be getting into. And it works out and it lines up absolutely perfectly, because the very first book that I have to read here is going to be the next one in the Double Helix saga, Double or Nothing by Peter David, right? And that just came up naturally in the reading list. That was where we were at. So we have got Double or Nothing coming up next, right? Now, let's see here. How do we order this? Now, before I jump into full-on Peter David, okay, we do have to finish the Double Helix saga. Now, I'm not even trying to look too much at that, like seriously. But I see Tuvok and a young Beverly Crusher, and that's it. I'm not getting any more into it, okay. But that's gonna be next after Double or Nothing, right? And we're gonna try to get through those. I would love to get through both of these within a week. That is a tall glass of milk to drink. But I think it can be done. Summer vacation has just begun. Let's do it, right? We can do it. And that means we can come back and talk about 2 books within the span of 7 days with you guys. That's going to be fun, right? Okay, but let's get into where we're going to go after that. So first off, let's go to the videotape. No, not the videotape. The display capture here. So on the display capture, there's an ad to get out of there, bro. Okay. Here we go. This is the list of the 48 Peter Jackson books. TOS books that he has written here. So I figured we would start off by reading the earliest, right? So we are going to go back and read The Rift. All right, let's go look at The Rift in a bigger screen here. The Rift, that's a bad screen. Let's do this screen again. There we go. The Rift looks very cool. Also, like beaming away down here. We like that. But anyway, so we'll be getting into that next. And look at this copy of The Rift too. It is beat. I love it. Somebody really enjoyed this one. Okay. So then after The Rift, we'll get into The Disinherited, which is the next TOS book that he wrote. I don't have The Captain's Daughter, which is number 76. So that one, I think that we will go ahead and try to get that on order, right? Because I think we want to do all 3 of them. We want to do all 3. So that is definitely going to be coming in. We're going to be getting that one in. So let's go back. So then after that, then he gets into his what have I done? Show all. Here we go. Then he gets into his TNG run, right? And we've already read a lot of these books. Strike Zone, Rock in a Hard Place. I said last week probably the book that inspired my love of Trek reading, right? Doomsday World, Human Law, and we're just getting ready to read Double or Nothing now. Of course, we've read Vendetta, fairly certain. Of course, we've read Imzadi. We've read Triangle Imzadi too. But then, I have not read IQ. So we'll be getting into IQ next after the TOS books, right? And then, I don't have a small one of this, but we'll be getting into a big Q squared. And I've got to check my notes. I looked at the cover, and it made me think that I read it, but I don't remember reading it. So we'll be either reading or rereading Q squared, depending on where we're at there. And then the last pocket TNG book, a newer one here. Check this out. Before Dishonor. I don't know what's going on there, but it kind of looks like 7 of 9. I don't know. I don't know. Not going to get into it yet. So we got that coming up down the road. He wrote, I'm sure he read a lot as well, but he wrote 2 DS9 books. We already read The Siege, so we will get the Wrath of the Prophets in there. No, the Wrath of the Prophets in there definitely will be coming in after we do our TNG run. We might actually go ahead and squeeze that in, say, before Dishonor, right? That might make sense, timeline-wise. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Now, as you can see here, he also did some of these young adult books. And I loved these when I was a kid. I truly did. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get into it. And I'm going to see if I can't convince one of my children to read this with me and give me their honest opinion on the book. But anyway, very cool. Did you ever want to know about Worf's initial time at the Academy? We're going to get into it. We've got 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3 here that we are going to get into and talk about on the channel, all right? And that'll be the first kind of chance to talk about those. And the first I've been able to go back and read these, since probably they came out, right? Please scan inside front cover, huh? So anyway, that's going to be really fun. After that, it's basically a whole lot of New Frontiers. So I think what I'm going to do is, over the course of the summer, as we're reading through these Peter David books, I'm going to start working on filling out the New Frontiers books. Now, the New Frontiers series, there is a lot going on. I've read through the first 6, okay? And there are 21 plus some short stories and, side cuts and things like that. Oh, we've also got a couple of Mirror Universe stories here as well. What is this? Do I have this? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so we might have a couple of short stories that we'll be able to pull out of these and read as well too. Okay, so the point is, Book Trek is here, and this Book Trek is going to be a Peter David centric book trek here on this channel, right? And we have so much to look forward to, right? I guess on my part, I'm looking forward to the Q stuff is so good. The Q stuff is so good. Man, so I know I'm really looking forward to getting into that, rereading the young adult stuff, and just getting also, it's been a bit since I've had a classic original series crew adventure. So we're going to be able to get a few of those going as well. And just like I said, we're going to focus on getting, spending more time with our books this summer, right? We've got to encourage the kids to put down the screens, pick up some paper, whether you're drawing, whatever, I don't care, reading, but, less screens, more paper, and more sunshine and getting outside. And that's what's great too, because sunshine and being outside with a book, oh my god, that's like beautiful, right? That's fantastic. So I hope you have a nice place where you can go outside and sit and enjoy a nice book in this very beautiful season as we come into it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna book trek it through all the Peter David books that we can, and talk about each and every one of them here on this channel. And I hope you guys tune in and talk about them with me. One final word of note here before we move on. I do want to point out something here. Let me see. How do I open this? Open. Very exciting news coming out of Sandusky, Ohio here, right? So we've got, let's see, how do I get this over here? I got it. I've got it in my paint here. But let's look. Boom. Check this out. This is directly from the president of the Federation. This is news coming right out of Federation headquarters. And I've been wanting this, and I've been dreaming about this, and I've even told my wife and kids about what an awesome thing this would be, right? On tap for a potential 2026 premiere at Sandusky Mall, produced by Federation headquarters, celebs, vendors, and more. SkyCon, Sandusky, Ohio. We're going to set up a Trek Con in the mall. It's basically in my backyard. Come on, let's go. I want to be a part of this. I want to participate. I don't care how. I don't know how. I'll have a little table there, and I'll have some books set up. Like, would you like to talk about a Star Trek book with me? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but how exciting, right? That's going to be so cool. So I'm going to email Mr. Haslage and let him know I am fully and completely on board, and looking forward to whatever he has got going on. So, yeah, that's it for this edition of Warp Tuesday. Stay tuned for maybe some more Pat Kraken or whatever else comes naturally next on the channel. As always, my friends, live long and prosper, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.